All right, what's happening? So I wanted to go over what happened this week as a note to myself, and as well as explaining what exactly happened. So, the week started off, what I'm saying, we were looking for a price to actually start to move bullish because we had price give bullish action the previous week, actually 2 weeks ago, bullish price action, and then last week we spent pulling back to this zone, and as the week opened up, you get price starting to react to that pullback. So let's play it out, and I explain to you as we go here. So what we want to keep an eye out on is Asian range. So here you can see this is price opening up coming into Monday. So we would let price actually do whatever it's going to do, and wait for Asian range before we want to react. After Asian range will be just after midnight, and you see it comes right in here during Asian range, and it gets really tightly choppy. You see that there was an impulse move where it impulsively moved up at 1 a.m. based off of news. At 2 a.m., just as London is opening, you see price come back and retrace right into that point where there was a solid entry here for it to buy. So if you let price continue to play out, you'll see that it respected that zone. It came back and pulled in here, and then immediately started to push up. And you see that was a strong push up. Now price moved in here. This is a good place to take profit because this here would have been the previous high. So anywhere to take profit above this is a good point, right? So at this point, we take profit, we wait. We get out the market and we wait for Asian range to play out again. We have price starting to move sideways here. It comes within this Asian range, bounces back and forth in between 1700 and midnight. And just outside of the Asian range, you see where you have an impulsive move to the downside, and it does not test the top of this Asian range. Now, pay close attention to that, because it's very important that we pay attention to how Asian range moves, because that dictates what move we're going to give for London going into New York. Now you see price immediately started moving bearish here. Now we're looking for a entry to get in, right? At this point, you have a gap left right here in between this point right here. So this is right after Asian session, and right at 7 a.m., which will be New York session, you have an entry for a sell position, right? So you sell down here in this zone, right? Because this here is the zone we were looking for, a pullback for it to continue this bullish move for the week, right? So at this point, we take profit and we wait for Asian range to play out again. Now, you have Asian range start here, and actually, as if we would took profit here, and we waited. At this point, I'm looking for Asian range to actually take the lows that were created in the New York session. So the Asian range took out the lows that were created during this New York session, but we don't want to get in and start selling quite yet during this Asian range, because we got to let Asian range continue to pull out, finish out. Now you see here where the Asian range is created. You have this candle created that came and took out the lows of the Asian range. Now, based off needing it to retrace to this zone at this point, I'm looking for a price to turn around and go bullish after it met this objective. And the mini objective is to take out the lows of the Asian range. Now watch what price does just after it took this low of the Asian range. You start to get a bullish push. Price comes back for a little bit, pushes up, and takes out this high here, created here. And that would have been a good place to take profit for that session. Now we have another Asian range. Asian range moves sideways and it starts to stall out right there. You get a impulsive move down to the downside, and that would have gave that you get the impulsive move to the downside. This takes out the lows that was created the previous day, and then they start to reverse. This here gives a bullish order block, because you have a high, a lower low, a high, higher high, and then you have price come back to that candle right there that was created, that order block that would have created an entry there. So this is around 6 a.m. as we go into New York session, and as New York session opens, you see it. Price comes right in the order block, gives an entry, and starts to push away for a nice buy for the session. So that's how the week played out. Every week gave a solid entry for a decent move of at least 50 ticks or more. This move here was a good 223 ticks. That is awesome. So this move here to the downside, that would have been a good 69. That's decent. That's really good. And then this move here gave out a good 70 pips. This move here, you wouldn't have got into here, and this gave out 54 pips. So those are really solid moves that we look for through the week, based off of us waiting for the Asian range to play out, and then look for the entry that it gives you to get in from that point. And then we just wait it out on day trading. If it doesn't show a clear entry or a clear direction, then we leave it alone and we let it continue to do what it's gonna do, and look for the entry the next day. But overall, that's how the week played out. It was a good, strong week. So we'll look for this week to play out based off of the daily chart. We're going to get some bullish action. So I'm looking for this monthly bearish order block to be filled. It might violate it. It might totally blast right through it and come up to a zone up here. But we just have to let it play out and see how it's going to go from here, because I have a feeling that it's going to come somewhere up here, But well, we just have to take it day by day as a day trader. Things change from day to day. So if it looks one way this week, it could look totally different next week. We just gotta let the price action do what it's going to do. All right, that's what it is.